What's up, everybody? Welcome back to 2nd Street. I hope you're all having a very good day. I am your host, Trinity. Thank you all so much for being here this morning. Here we are. It's New Comic Book Day. That's right. Every single Wednesday, new comic books are released. And I want to know from you, are you reading any comic books today? If so, what's on your comic book pull list? And if not, did you check out my comic book pull list video and see what comic books I was pulling? And if you did, what of those comic books do you want to see me review here on the channel or talk about? Let me know down in the comments below. Now, I want to talk a little bit about some movies today. I'm going to talk a little bit about some comic books. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna talk about some of these things. There's been a whole lot of movie news, I guess you could say, as far as the MCU and everything. And if you guys want to talk about that, we'll dive into some of that. We can discuss some of that. But first, we do want to talk about a few other things, as well as some comic books, obviously. But let's get here into the live chat and see what is up with everybody. Who all do we got here? I see the infamous Iron Man. What is up? How are you doing? Conditioner Gordon, is that you? Is that you, Conditioner? I think you changed your name. Are you going Marquise on me? Or is that you? Or is that you? Curious. So what's up? How you doing? We also got Reefer Man reviews in the house, guys. Go check out Reefer Man's channel. He's been reviewing a whole lot of things. Hopefully soon, I think he said he's going to be reviewing some Reefer. Yeah. Hey, why not? Hey, why couldn't you review something? Anyway, you guys should go check out Reefer Man Reviews. Wayne White, a great supporter here of the channel and one of the Myrtle Maniacs. We got the Rookie Critic. What is up, Rookie and his cookies? I don't know. I think he's out here. I don't know. He might be cooking it. Now, it's a little too early for them cookies to be cooking up, I think. How are you doing, my brother? Nomad 1966. What is good? How are you doing? Thank you so much for being here. I don't think I've ever seen you here before, unless you've changed your username. I know people do that sometimes, and that's all good. But I hope you're having a good day as well. Thank you for being here. Mike Porter, my man, my favorite Porter. Mike Porter, how are you doing, my brother? Let's see. Superior Hero Reviews, how are you doing? Let's see. Mike Porter says, he's talking comics, you're drinking coffee, and I'm a weirdo. Hey. You know, I think we're all somewhere a little bit in between. You know, I think somebody here on the channel put it best. Somebody here in the live chats put it best and said, everybody is somebody's weirdo. Words of wisdom. Certainly. You know what? And speaking of which, my children, my very children, they're admitted weirdos. Yeah. They admitted it to me that they're weirdos. I know, it's a shame. I'm fresh out of coffee. You're all right. How about you're? Remember that? What? Who would change their name? Not me. Right. So yeah, guys. Says I'm editing the review for Halloween DC comic one shot that just came out recently as we speak. Oh, awesome. Great deal. Can't wait to see it, guys. Go check out Wayne, man. Seriously, go check him out. And so yeah, guys, it is a new comic book day, but before we get into stuff, maybe we'll get into the I got my stuff figured out, and we're gonna see if we can get you guys on if you guys want to talk about some stuff, because there is some MCU news that maybe you guys want to talk about, or maybe you just want to nerd out about some of that stuff. The stream's not gonna be very long today. Started a little late. Sorry about that. But yeah, the first thing I wanted to talk about as far as movies though is just the other day actually, I was watching The Craft. Remember The Craft? Man, I can't remember what year that came out. It feels like The Craft was, God, what was that like? Was that 98? Was that 98? It seems like it's 98. Maybe we should look that up. But I was watching that the other day, and then last night I let my kids watch it. And my kids, they're my oldest is 10, so they're not very old yet, but they're like scared. They get scared of like scary movies and horror stuff, and I'm like, oh man, I feel like we've failed. Especially when we went to show them Gremlins. I showed them Gremlins one time. It was a few years ago, and they were scared. I'm like, oh man, scared of Gremlins. Oh, I just didn't know what to think about that. Okay, 96. 96 is when it was. Oh, not this one. Oh, that's weird. Anyway, yeah. 1996, when the original The Craft came out. And, I was watching it. I was like, man, this movie is very good. And it holds up to this day. And just the other day, we were actually talking about Fairuza Balk. And I don't know, there's something about Fairuza Balk. But if you haven't ever seen The Craft, I thought it was a pretty good one. And guys, I'm not one of those people who's really into like the whole witchcraft and the whole like magic and all that stuff. But that don't mean that something can't be good. If it's done right, just about anything could be entertaining. Well, not just about anything, but you know what I mean. Um, as far as as far as things like that, like vampires, I'm not really into the whole vampire thing either. But if you give me the right story and you do it right, hey, I'll watch a vampire movie. Like zombies too. Ugh. Don't get me started with zombies, okay? It better be fun and entertaining or good or something. Like, alright? And no, I haven't ever watched The Walking Dead. I know somebody's gonna say something. I don't watch TV shows. Sorry. Wah, wah. Movies. But they are upping the production of TV shows to that of the quality of movies nowadays. But again, forgot to do that. I was watching, and in case you have never seen this movie, it's got Robin Tunney. She plays this girl who ends up moving to this new town and she's going to this new school, and of course, you know how it is. It's not like nowadays, right? They were bullies. They were mean people. And she got there. She was in high school, and she's at the new school, trying to not even trying to fit in, trying to find friends or anything. She's new. She's the outsider. She knows things are going to be weird in the first place. And she's there, and just kind of high school life is going on, and she's there on her sitting there in class, and like one of the girls discovers that she has powers, and everything kind of starts going on, and they all make friends. You know how it is, right? But it's a very good movie. You got Robin Tunney playing Robin Tunney. which isn't bad. Robin Tunney is a pretty decent actor. I mean, I could easily say the same thing about God, who's the other girl in there? Neve Campbell. Neve Campbell played Neve Campbell. Like Neve Campbell plays Neve Campbell in every movie. I know, I'm terrible. And then you also got Fairuza Balk, who was really kind of the star of it. I mean, like, sure, Robin Tunney was the first build. She was kind of the main character, the one that goes to the new town, the one that you're kind of rooting for, but all you're kind of rooting for because Fairuza Balk is so freaking great in this movie. And it's great too. Throughout the movie, you see kind of the people grow, like with their powers, and how everything moves along through the course of the story, and it's just really good, and it's just got so many great elements in it. And watching the movie, especially with my kids, because I'm like, oh, was it too scary? They're like, no, it was pretty good. It was good. And I'm like, okay, because they find stuff scary. I'm like, okay, because it really does have a lot of things that I would say are horror in it, and they got it. So I was like, sweet. And God, who's the other girl? The fourth one, Mary Jane. Yeah, Mary Jane. Oh man, I know, and we were just watching last night. True. Rachel True. The she she's in it as well. You know, the four of them, the main four of them, and they, you know, they kind of go and they make their pact and everything. And like just watching the movie, I'm like, man, this movie is really good. I remember watching it back in the day too, just remembering that, you know, thinking that it was a good movie. And I guess that's one of the things, like when you get some of these movies out there, when it's really when you got the right cast and the right filmmaker and everything's just done right, you know, you can make some really good films that stand the test of time. And I think this is definitely one of those kind of films. Now, they did recently do a new version. They got a new one that just came out as well. And so I'm going to watch that, and we're going to talk about that very soon. But it's called The Craft. What is it? The Craft Legacy or The Legacy? Legacy? Anyway, it looks like it's just an updated version, a newer version of the Craft. Not necessarily the same characters, but basically the same type of stuff going on. Social settings probably a little bit different. I'm sure there's probably some stuff in it. I'm sure there's probably some stuff in it. Because we all know how they have to update things these days. Oh my god, everybody's got agenda. I'm sure it's in that. Don't act like you don't act like you're not suspect that it is. But it's all good. What matters is how it's done, just the same as anything. Like I was saying at the beginning, like vampire shows and zombies. Not into it, but if it's done right and you handle the material right, it can be done and be very good and enjoyable. Ooh, let's move that a little bit. There you go. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know if you guys have seen this. I know it just came out yesterday. It just came out yesterday. The new The Craft. So let me know if you guys if it's something you guys are interested in. If you've seen the original Craft and what you thought of it. Again, I thought the cast and remember and Skeet Ulrich is in it as well. Remember Skeet Ulrich? He's playing like, and that was the thing. Like my kids were sitting there watching it. My kids were sitting there watching it, and there's that scene where you see Robin Tunney, her character. She's out with dude on the date, Skeet Ulrich's character on a date, and they're sitting there in his car, and he's being all Mr. Softy guy, and he starts to come on to her, and she's like, no, and then she tells him to get off because she don't want to have sex with him or anything. And she's like, "Can you just drop me off at home?" And he's really coming on to her, and so she basically gets him off of her, and she gets out of the car and she starts to take off. He chases her down, and he proceeds to wrestle her down, and he's getting ready to rape her. And she uses magic and she fucking she gets him up. Didn't she use the magic on him? And but she gets away from him, and gets away. And my kids are sitting there like what's going on? Like what's he doing? And this is the can of worms, right? They're like, what's he doing? I'm like, well, he's trying to force himself on her. He's trying to have sex with her, and she don't want to do it. And and they're like, you know, my daughters are just like, oh, you know, like they're like, oh, like they probably don't even know neither. But my son goes, what's sex? All right, okay, you know, and like my daughter's 10, so it is probably time to have that conversation with him anyway. Probably beyond anyway, but anyway, point being, ooh, now I'm just revealing my bad parenting. There we go. And so you know, and I told him, I was like, well, look, like she got away, nothing really happened, but he was trying, he made his attempt. I mean, he certainly assaulted her, and I was like, well, but that's what he was doing. And they're like, oh, I was like, believe me, he got what he deserved. He probably actually deserves even a little bit more. But it's really great in the way that things are done in the movie, where you kind of see how the guy is. They show you these different sides of him throughout the whole movie, where you can see that he has bad intentions altogether, that the guy is basically that he's a piece of shit, and that he plays a nice guy, right? He plays as one of these nice guys to try to get, you know, you don't act like, and the thing is, you can't even really say that he's a player. Like he's a rapist. That's I mean, you know, he's a rape artist. He's a rapist. Let's face it. You know, but they show throughout the movie some of those things, those narrative things they do in the story, showing that this guy is a piece of trash, fuck this guy. And it's done just in a really great way. And then, of course, you get through the climax of the movie as the witches all become themselves and they all become one with their powers, and just really great stuff. And even the stuff they do in there, you see the shower scene, remember all the racism and shit in there, remember with man, why all of a sudden am I forgetting her name? You know who I'm talking about, Christine Taylor, Ben Stiller's wife. She was in there. She was like the hot cheerleader blonde chick, and she like, dude, she was like, she was being out there, man. And then later, you see her hair falling out after getting a spell and everything. Just great stuff. I mean, the movie is really, really good. And I'm like, okay, so and this new one's getting ready to come out. This new one just came out. I'm like, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna see how they do how they do it, because you gotta knowing how they do things these days, these reboots, these remakes, the way they're all updated. I'm interested to see how this movie is going to be handled. The relationships in it, how just the difference in, how would you say, with technology and how it affects the society and things like that as well. Because like these days, as opposed to back when The Craft came out, nobody was walking around with cell phones like crazy, just like, hey guys, Where now that's a big part of how we socialize and communicate with each other. So it's going to be interesting to get into this movie and see it. But let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below. I'm going to get here into the live chats, and then maybe we'll talk a little bit about some comic books. Yeah. Okay. Where are we at here? Okay. Gremlins got me when I was a kid. Okay, all right, fair enough. Like, see me, I loved it. Like, here's the thing, and I tweeted this out the other day too, because like I like horror, man. I really do. And you know what? It was. Here we go. Look. It was the Soska sisters, the Twisted Twins, who got me back into horror. Last year went to Screamfest in LA. And watched the premiere of their movie Rabid. It's a new remake of the 1978, 77, 77, 76. David Cronenberg classic Rabid, and it was really good. But it got me back. It kind of got my passion reignited for horror. And God, where was I going with that? So like, I tweeted this out the other day because I was thinking about when I was a kid. I remember watching David Cronenberg's The Fly. Remember, with Jeff Goldblum and everything, and I remember thinking that, like, man, this movie is great. As a kid, it's all crazy, like, oh, the whole, just everything about it, like, it creeped me, I don't know, it was just such a good movie. And I remember as a kid, I wasn't scared of it. I remember thinking it's just grossed out, and loved it. But then I also remember as a kid, watching a lot of the original movies when they came out, like the original of the Blob, the original, like, what, 1950s, 1960s version. Same thing with a lot of these films. I watched a lot of these creature feature flicks and everything, the originals, and I remember the original The Fly, like, I think that was from like 56, something like that. That movie freaked me the fuck out, dude. Like, that, like, to me, was scary. Like, this shit, like, legitimately, had remember, like, you see, the fly there at the end, he's all, help me! Oh, dude, fucking, ugh. It makes my fucking skin crawl thinking about it. But thinking about a lot of those older films when they didn't even have visual effects necessarily. They were doing things all practical as much as they could, doing what they could with sound and everything. Like, it was just really, really great stuff. And yeah, I don't know, but yeah. But like, that scared me. The original black and white scared me. Where like the newer ones kind of like, I don't know. Like, they don't as much, but they're great. Especially that Cronenberg's The Fly. Other things could probably be said about the newer Blob. It's been a while since I've seen that. Maybe I need to go back and watch it. But yeah, I get you. Um, let's see, but yeah, Gremlins. Gremlins is just a good one though. I do like Gremlins. Mike Porter says, "Wayne, stay away from the woods." Oh man. Oh. Uh. No, it's basically the same for me. All right. Eric Henry says, "Can I come on your live stream and talk Marvel stuff?" Yeah. Well, you know what, Eric, let's get some things together, and we'll for sure do that on Monday. But I mean, yeah, we'll probably get into that here by the end of the show if we've got a little bit of time. Again, I am going to try to keep it short here, just this morning. But yeah, we'll get into some stuff. Seriously. But Eric, you have my Twitter, right? You know how to get at me on Twitter at Second Street Marvel. I'm pretty sure you've messaged me before, but get a hold of me. Give me a few things, a few topics that you want to talk about, and we'll do that on Monday. We'll absolutely do that on Monday for sure. Just because we'll have the time if I plan it and everything, and plus I'm a little more free on Mondays as well. And where I could go, where can actually start at 8, and we can actually go a little bit longer. Or is it like right now? I have to get off here in 20 minutes, but we'll see. We'll see what's up. Don't leave yet. We'll see. We still got time. Trinity, Deceased or Marvel Zombies? Oh, come on, man. That's easy. Deceased. Deceased. Deceased is one of those ones I'm getting ready to. I want to do this video about it, but I've got to go through and refresh and kind of read the original Deceased again. You know, because I got this video I want to do talking about it, and Tom Taylor, what a great job he's really done writing the series. I've really enjoyed it. Mike, I'm uploading a random video today. All right. Louis the 13th, how are you doing? What is up? The infamous Iron Man says, thoughts on if MCU should reboot with Secret Wars and use that to introduce the Fox characters. Interesting. Reboot with Secret Wars. Actually, they could. I mean, they could. It depends on how soon they're going to do Secret Wars and how soon they're going to do everything else. Because for me, like, everything I see, just like stuff that I've read in the comics, let alone stuff that we've seen in the MCU and kind of the timeline of the way everything's worked out, I kind of feel like Civil War 2 has to happen soon. I kind of feel like that's almost got to happen before Secret Wars, and it doesn't have, and it can be another small character movie, just like the Captain America was. Like the one thing I have predicted for a while was that the next Captain Marvel would be Captain Marvel Civil War 2. But seeing how everything's kind of playing out, that might actually be maybe part 3, kind of like Captain America was. But I think it would be a good chance to. The only reason, like, here, what it really depends on the timeline of how they want to do everything. Cause see, my whole thought was like, my vision, who am I, was that I thought Secret Empire would be a perfect point to reboot characters. Would be a perfect time to bring in a new Captain America, where you could say, oh, that Captain America you knew for all those years? Yeah, that was Hydra Cap. He was a bad guy. You know what I mean? And then bring somebody else in and be like, oh, well, this was actually him. They used his I don't know. They could explain it. You know, they could explain all that. Well, the new Captain America, like, this was actually Captain America. Most of the stuff that you know that Captain America did, this is that guy. But you know, and maybe they what do they call that? We're what do they call that? You know what I'm talking about. Where like that old 90s movie with was it Sinbad or whatever, where he played a genie. I can't remember what they call that, but anyway, point being, they could do that. Like, oh yeah, that was all fake. It was all in your heads. You know, like this was actually him. But yeah, infamous Iron Man. But yeah, no, that would be a good chance. Really, any of these points would be a good chance to sort of reboot the characters because they can bring in new people to play some of like the Captain Americas, the Iron Mans, or whatnot. Um, and then and carry on as they're bringing in new characters. There's always ways to do that, and at some point they're gonna have to recast if they want to continue to have these characters. If the MCU is going to continue on, at some point you're gonna want Captain America back, or unless Kevin Feige's just going on a plan saying, "Hey, look, man, I got 10 more years mapped out. We're doing these 10 more years, and after that, I'm out. I'm out." And they're gonna have to find their own way, dang it, or they're gonna have to show me some cheddar. And then at that point, because another 10 years from now, you gotta think a lot of these actors will be aging out again, and just all of that kinds of stuff. You're really talking about sometime they're gonna have to reboot, and we're all gonna have to accept that. But it would be a good chance to, yeah, it'd be a good chance to. I know Trinity doesn't watch TV or most streaming series, but if you watch an orphan savant girl, young woman playing chess in the 1960s, then watch The Queen's Gambit on Netflix. Watch with girlfriend. All right. Is that girlfriend or with G? I'm kidding. Yeah. All right. The Queen's Gambit. The Queen's Gambit. Oh. All right. Chess, huh? Huh. I might give it a look. See how it catches. I mean, will it tickle my fancy more so than the boys? Infamous, I agree with that. Hell yes. What? Oh, what a miss. Oh yeah. This is what the comics should have done. I was going to call you Maine, the infamous Iron Maine. Yeah, there you go. Anonymous, how are you doing this morning? I hope all is well. It's wet and cold here in North Texas. All right, nice. Here in Southern California, it's been chilly. It's been chilly. It's been cold, certainly. The other night, it made me want to have to go turn on the heater, and I went and turned it on. I think I got to replace not the solenoid, but circuit, not the circuit. What do you call it? Yeah, the capacitor thing in there. I think I got to switch out because I think it went bad because you turn it on, it's like it sits there and buzzes, but it don't kick on. So, but the fan is working and everything. So yeah. Vlad Wright, thank you so much for being here. I did not know there was a new version of the Craft until just now, says Reefer Man. Yep, there is. Yeah, it's called the Craft Legacy. Let's see. I'm fine with that, Porter. All right, nice. Keep thinking. Y'all are typing Wayne. My name Maine. Right. Yeah. Awkward. Yeah, right. I know. Not bad parenting. We all do it differently. Yeah. Well, here's the thing: is for me, I'm not ever gonna pretend like my kids are total angels, and I'm not gonna pretend that the real world doesn't exist. I will talk to them about real things. I'm not going to sugarcoat things for them. Now, however, there are things that just I would like to preserve their childlike innocence for as long as possible. But I also hate to continue feeding any kind of naivete as well. Santa Claus, for instance. I'm pretty sure my oldest knows that Santa Claus isn't real. My middle one, she's 9. My son, he probably, and let's not get started on religion. Oh, I'm kidding. We're not going there. But some of those kind of things, because you want to try to preserve that innocence as much as possible, but you also want to be realistic about everything as possible. And that's why I let them watch movies, because you see and you learn from movies. You see these experiences that people have. Case in point, The Craft, like we were just talking about, which brought this up. They're like, what's he doing? Sex? What's sex? Okay, they're seeing this in a movie that I'm allowing them to watch, which is fine with me in the first place, but something that needs to be explained. It's a perfect time, you know what I mean, to bring that up. So we'll watch it again. I'll watch it with them, and we'll talk about that. It's how babies are made. Yeah. What is sex? Yeah, still fine with XR and Condish. I don't care what I'm called. All right, no, you're good. I mean, really, what is it? Yeah, right. My son called his mom a pussy the other day. Didn't know where he heard that, but oh man, I'm glad I wasn't there, and I died laughing. Oh man, yeah. Oof, that's funny, Wayne. Oh, you're terrible, Wayne. You're supposed to spank him. You're supposed to spank him. I'm kidding. You don't even want to. You don't even want me to get into my views on spanking your children, because I know there's gonna be everybody's gonna be like, oh, all the problems in this world is because people don't spank their children. It's not. It mostly has to do with people actually paying attention and being active and present in children's lives. But hey, especially those formative years. But hey, who am I? No, I'm not. I'm the one with asshole kids, right? Oh wait, no, I'm not. My kids are great. Okay. Anyway. Mike Porter. I don't know. Forgot what it is. Oh man. The strat is carry a pocket knife and stab the attacker. Right. Absolutely. Yeah, and that's the thing, and that's my daughters were in karate, my kids were in karate class until we were going for like 3, 4, 5 months. Didn't when they weren't supposed to be open, and then all of a sudden it was okay for them to be open, and the sensei is like, oh, you gotta wear masks now. Like, wait, like for 5 months I've been here like without the whole during the whole, and now you're gonna and now you wanna. I'm not gonna. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, updated. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. What movie? The Craft. Yeah. How does Trinity figure out people's names on the YouTubes? What do you mean? How do I figure out people's names? Oh, you see how people talk and respond, and also the conditioner Gordon thing. I mean, I could see his avatar's the same. He's still got the same avatar, so it's all good. It's all good. Yeah. Eric Heine says, please come on our stream and talk some Marvel stuff. Yeah, we got about 10 more minutes left. Give me just a minute. Let's see. Let me get caught up here on the chats really quick. I'm gonna change my name to Mike Porter to Dennis Caleb McCoy on the YouTubes. Do it, Dennis Caleb McCoy. Do it. Oh man. So what happened to that community stream? We'll be doing it. And that's what I was saying. For sure, we'll do that on Monday. We'll bring people on. But yeah, we'll do that because like right now we'll probably get some people on. Maybe to call in and see what's up. What are your theories on the return of Boba Fett? Is season 2 Amanda? I don't really have any. I mean, I don't know that like. Is Boba Fett actually going to be in it? I kind of think maybe he'll just be in like maybe some flashback scenes or something. Maybe learning a little bit more about Mando when he was a child and stuff. Maybe in some of those kinds of scenes. Maybe. That's just what I think. I think it'll be mostly that, but who knows? That's what I think. Marvel and DC hate rebooting. They need to commit to a full reboot. Yeah, they do. Well, and the thing is, I don't know that they need a full reboot. That's the thing is, like, they could do all these different reboots where they change out certain characters, and do it in crafty ways. But yeah, I hear you. I'm with you on your parenting strategy. Yeah, Santa is real. He talks to us at the den of terrorists. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Good point. So you just do your best with your kids. Just don't let them hang around things that are 18 plus. What are you talking about there, Landon? Speaking from experience. Pork chop. My son still believes, as far as I know, he's 10, and this is likely last year we played Santa, right? Santa is real. He likes Star Wars, right? You might want to investigate who Santa really is. Shaking my head. Is this where you're getting into religion talk here, Vlad Riot? Are you getting into? You getting into Saint Nicholas and like all the? I'm guessing you are. Which, that being the case, I can't really push that neither because I don't do religion neither. Like my kids, they're free to. That's up to them. But my mom, when she comes into town, she takes them to church and they go to Sunday school and they do all that stuff. That's fine. Hey, perfectly fine. But like I don't do that, so just guessing. That's what you're talking about. I stopped believing in Santa since 4 or 5. But I still have the kid vibe during Christmas. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, because Christmas is still fun. It's really about getting together with friends and mostly family. I've got friends that come over as well, and getting together and enjoying time together during the holidays. And it's about the gift of giving, and receiving is all great too. I mean, getting gifts and everything. Everybody loves receiving gifts, right? Everybody does. It's great. It makes you feel good. It's the thought that counts. It doesn't even have to be anything like super like, oh, you know what I mean? It don't have to be those new golf clubs. It don't have to be a new car. It's just about getting together with family, breaking bread, having some food, sitting down and having good times playing in games, listening to those good old jolly tunes that are probably all racist now that it's 2020. Yeah, the good old days. Oh man. I don't whoop my kid, he whoops me, right? Santa streams about Star Wars sequels, he likes them, and Josh doesn't, right? Most ninjas wear masks, yeah. Still got that Taskmaster, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Jenner check, Snow Dub, what is up, my man? The uh, religious masks, yes. Anything else? No. I must have. I've hmm. I've been popping in and out of your streams, Snowdub. Love it. Yeah, Snowdub's funny, man. Snowdub cracks me up. Snowdub cracks me up. They're great, man. And guys, coming up soon this Friday. This Friday at 9:30. That's right, we got season 2. Isn't it season 2? Of the Ribbit and Bigot show. Woo! It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I wish comics did what the MCU does and just move along in real time and keeping characters dead. Yeah, it's a sweet smell of racism. Stevie B Comics, thank you so much for being here. I hope you're doing well. But let's see here. Yeah. Okay, guys. So we got we've only got a few minutes left here. We've only got a few minutes left here. But Eric Heine, if you are still here, definitely you too, XR or Conditioner or Main, Iron Main. Get at me if there are some specific things that you want to talk about for a call-in show. Get at me on Twitter. You can do it on Facebook or Instagram too. Get at me. Tell me the things you want to talk about. Let me gather a couple of thoughts, and then we'll do it when you're free here on one of the morning streams. I know Eric said Monday for sure is good for him, and we'll do that. We'll do that. Again, just running out of time today. I mean, I really want to have this stuff planned for doing a call-in show, even though we can plug that in pretty quick, but it has me. It's more about me having that pre-planned and ready to go for you all. But we'll do that. But seriously, get at me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at Second Street Marvel. Shoot me what you want to talk about, and we'll get some of that, because there's a whole lot of stuff to talk about here. One of the things I have been talking about here for a while is that the MCU, it's been a while since I've actually talked about it though, is that the MCU is in this unique position, like we see what they're doing over at Star Wars with The Mandalorian. They're in this unique position where they can take their series and cross it over into their live action movies, and that was the plan with the MCU the whole time, was to cross those over. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Kevin Feige said kind of the thing going into the future will be that they want to take and use the series, the Disney Plus streaming series, to open up all of these characters, to open up the stories, to introduce these characters. So no longer will we be getting the traditional origin stories in the MCU. All these characters will be introduced through all of these TV series. So, like the Iron Man, how Iron Man was, you're not going to get a movie like that again in the MCU. How Captain America was, the first Avenger, you're not getting another movie like that. How Thor was, not getting another movie like that. They're not doing all these movies where they're going to be introducing people and kind of showing their background, these origin stories, like Guardians of the Galaxy. That was kind of a deviation where they started to change that up a little bit, where they gave us a little bit of background information on one of the characters, and then we start to learn about the others through the next couple of movies. And, it just kind of really builds on that as we grow and learn about these characters. But that was really where they kind of started to change it, where you had multiple characters coming in, where you're getting introduced to them. Now they're going to do that same thing, applying that same formula to the TV series, so you can learn about them there. They don't have to waste time in the movies doing all that. They can jump right into an Avengers style movie. You can jump right into a Civil War style movie where you have all of them. You don't have to spend time introducing the characters, getting to ground the characters, and getting people to introduced and invested in them. And so, again, when they were announcing that they were doing these shows last year, over a year ago now, for the Disney Plus streaming service, we was talking here on the channel that this is a game changer. It is an absolute game changer. Nobody else is doing this. I mean, there's like I said, we see Star Wars doing that too, because they have the same platform and it's the same studio essentially. But right now, their movies don't cross over with Mandalorian. The Mandalorian don't cross over with the movies. It has spillover from stuff that's happened in the movies in the series. But this, and maybe it will tie into something else that's going to happen, but will it? Will it? Where we see that the MCU shows are actually created to tie into the movies. They're built to expand the universe. So this is where we're going to be getting introduced to all of our New Mutants, to our Moon Knight, to our Ms. Marvel, to to She-Hulk and all these characters. You're not getting those solo movies. There might be solo movies. They might do a Ms. Marvel movie, but it will guaranteed have more of a team up feel inside of it. Now the other thing with about rebooting those characters too is we need those villains. We need those villains. Like we can't be killing villains neither, right? Just like those good guys, we can't be killing all those guys neither. We need to keep these villains around because some of them, they've been some of their historical villains for a long time. Plus, if you kill them all, I mean, who are you gonna fight then? Each other? The algorithm? But this is how it's gonna be happening. And recently we've had so much news about all these new characters coming in, and the most recent one that we know of is Oscar Isaac being rumored and pretty much confirmed to come in and play Moon Knight. And that is going to be very, very interesting. I really like Oscar Isaac. He is a great actor. And if you go back and look at Oscar Isaac's movie catalog, if I'm not mistaken, his history looks a lot like Liam Neeson. And we all know that Liam Neeson is a great actor. But if you go back and you look at his catalog, like he did a lot of like religious movies, like Bible type movies and stuff, throughout his early career. Like Ex Machina was one of those first few movies that he did coming out of all of that. And when he started doing getting some bigger roles and everything, but he did a lot of those kinds of films and everything. So this, like, he's a good actor, and it sucks because he hasn't really been in a whole lot of movies and films where it's really highlighted. Because if you think about it, like even with the Star Wars stuff, no matter how you feel about the Star Wars stuff, whether you like it or whether you hate it, Oscar Isaac was not well utilized in those because Poe Dameron wasn't used in them very much, or even the best, to play to Oscar Isaac's acting chops and really show what he has to offer, because he is a phenomenal actor. And I'm telling you, go watch Ex Machina. And even like I said, you can watch him in the Star Wars movies and see the kind of quality and talent of an actor that he is, even with everything else going on around it, as far as that. So that's really awesome, especially with Moon Knight. It's a character I'm not super familiar with. Other than, I've never really read him in the comic books. I remember, playing in some video games and just kind of, I've got a very normie outlook on Moon Knight, and I'll be honest with you, most people do. Okay, unless you're unless you're a real comic book head, most people have that normie outlook. So don't feel bad if you don't know about the character and you're gonna get it really into the character. But it sounds like our man conditioner, Iron Mane, certainly knows. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man. We also got just seeing all these things that going on, everything going on with Sony and all the Spider-Man stuff. What do you guys think about that? So much Spider-Man, so much Spider-Man. Also, rumors going around about Hugh Jackman coming back. Hugh Jackman getting Jack to come back and play Wolverine. Now, what do you guys think about that? Do you think he's gonna come back and be Wolverine for a long time again? Obviously, I think we all know that the truth is that's not going to happen. Hugh Jackman will come back. If he does come back to play Wolverine, it's probably going to be not necessarily in a small role, but would probably be in a movie, or maybe shoot like a couple of like one time, you know, throughout this time that will last through a couple of that they can put into a couple of movies as cameos and get him paid for, I would guess. So he don't get all ripped for nothing, and they utilize it for nothing just for one movie. But I really do think that that's something that would be great for them to come back and do. It would be great to see them do that. Him coming in and crossing over, like seeing that run in with the Hulk, maybe seeing some run ins with Sabretooth. Just some of those kinds of things as all of that stuff kind of crosses over, because we can see they are, it sounds like they are really leaning into this whole multiverse thing, which is great. I'm psyched for that, man. I can't wait. Anyway, let's get back here into live chat and see what's going on. It says we're going Halloween, so Saturday. Okay, so you're going Saturday now. First it was Friday, now it's Saturday. You know, and I think I remember you saying it was going to be on the 31st too. So yeah. Let's see. Mike Porter says, nice, Snowdub. Yeah. How do you feel about Oscar Isaac Moon Knight? Yeah, I'm psyched for that. Do you think that Miles Morales will show up in the MCU at some point? I think it could happen. I think Sony and Marvel Studios are going to play a lot nicer with the current state of Hollywood. I think they're going to start playing. I think they almost have no choice but to. He already exists in it, so yes. Yeah, technically he does, because he's been mentioned, so yeah. Fatal J says, Trinity, my last run is in the mail, my most anticipated comic of the year. Oof. Fatal J, you're going to love this book, dude. I know, in my review I did of it too, I even mentioned Edwin the Comic Jabroni, man. I know that our fallen brother, man, he would freaking love this book. I was reading the book, and like it gave me that kind of giddy excitement, that same thing that I felt when seeing like the original movie, back in the day as a kid, watching the original cartoon, that kind of excitement. It had that feel to it, but that kind of a dark tone to it with everything going on, and just kind of the lead up and everything, and seeing the way the story progressed. And as it was building, I was sitting there seeing the way the character was talking and interacting, and seeing how some of the background people were talking, some of his fallen brothers were talking to him in his head. I'm sitting there like, I know without a doubt who the Last Ronin is. I know without a doubt who the Last Ronin is. And believe me, I haven't read a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic book since I was a little kid. I think I had a few of those back in the day. I certainly don't have them now. But even that, I'm like, I'm certain I know who this damn character is. I know who the Last Ronin is. I was right. Eric, if he doesn't show up in the MCU, he will be in Sony guaranteed. Well, he's already in Sony. Well, technically, yeah, he is. But yeah. Both roles was two different actors. Might be connected to the MCU, might not. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We need Midnight Suns, Thunderbolts, the OG Masters of Evil lineup. Yes, that would be great. Like, I'm not sure, like, Thunderbolts, like, the OG Masters of Evil lineup, like, because to me, like, the Masters of Evil I know, that I first read about and knew was Zemo, Enchantress. Who else was Zemo, Enchantress, and Scourge? Were the ones that I knew that I first read about. But yeah. But yeah, Fatal. You're gonna love that book, dude. And I didn't get to catch your live stream last night. I gotta go check that out with Josh from the Den of Nerds. I heard it was really good. I know he's been shouting you out in some videos, talking about he's trying to get you on the streams. Freaking great, dude. I need to go check out that stream though, cause just really busy yesterday with a whole lot of stuff, and I didn't like, I literally left my phone in the house and I just left it off, right? I'm telling you, I watched The Social Dilemma the other day, and now I'm morally superior to all of you, every single one of you. Morally superior, right here. I'm a pillar of moral superiority right now. I'm still flying high. Oh man. And we are getting the best Egyptian director. What are you talking about? Ex Machina is my favorite performance by him. Yeah, absolutely. That's a great movie too. Snowdub, for sure. Moon Knight is my second favorite character in entertainment behind Doom. Yeah, and let me ask you, Infamous Iron Man. One of the things that I've been saying is I would love to see John Krasinski play Doctor Doom. Not Reed Richards. I want him to play Doctor Doom because I think he can bring that humanity to him that you need to have a perfect bad guy, but isn't quite a bad guy. He does good too, right? He has a. I think he can bring that humanity to him and make you think like maybe I should be rooting for Doctor Doom. Yeah, I'm sure he's yeah, exactly, Mike Porter. He's gonna do great. He's gonna do great. It would surprise me if he does a cameo. It wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all. If Hugh Jackman. Snowdub music and entertainment. Hugh coming back as bisexual. You know what, Snowdub? I wasn't even gonna say anything. I was watching your stream the other day. Bangus, and I'm sitting there, face palming, like, what are you guys talking about? What the fuck are you guys talking about? Bisexual Wolverine? When did that happen? See, what happens is people get on YouTube and take everything that these people shit post about on YouTube and pretend to know about, and people believe it. People believe that shit. Case in point, Bisexual Wolverine. There was this art going around, people were showing, where you see Cyclops and Wolverine getting all dressed in the bedroom together and talking about the good time they had just had. It's fan art. It's fucking fan art. That hasn't happened. Now I will tell you that it's fan art. It's all bullshit. None of that's happened. What is going on though is we do see the Marvel girl, Jean Grey. She's certainly boning both of them. She's certainly boning both of them, but there's been no insinuation that Wolverine is bisexual or doing anything with Cyclops. But hey, if you want to keep watching those stupid shit posters on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube and believe in that shit, go right ahead, soak it all up and eat it. Because hey, it's fun and entertaining to laugh at, but it kind of makes you look like an ass when you sit there and you believe it. Take it for word. Take some asshole on YouTube's word for it. But hey, how would I know? I'm just some asshole on YouTube. That actually reads the comic books and knows that none of that shit actually happened. Oh man. There was another thing too that you guys completely talked about. I'm just sitting like, I don't know. Like, No, dude. Taking the word of grifters, like this is an actual grift, who are shitposting on YouTube about bullshit that they have no fucking clue about just to get clicks and views. But and I'm not saying, hey, and how do I know? Because I watched that same shit. But here's the thing is I know that you're here to get the actual truth. I know you're here so you get the real deal about it. So you get the real on it, not what all those people are shitposting about just because they're trying to get clicks and views and they've got a crowdfunded comic book to fucking sell. I don't have none of that shit. I don't have none of that shit, so I don't have to do, provoke for clicks and views and shit. I mean, I could. And I probably actually should. I probably should actually play into it. But that's really what it's about. All that other stuff, yeah. Dude, God, what was that other thing? There was something else, but I was cracking up like, no. Don't listen to the asshole YouTubers, but again, hey, I'm just a prick YouTuber, right? Oh, man. I want Fastbender Doom. Yeah, but Fastbender Doom is Magneto, you know? I mean, it's Magneto. Who is your favorite? Yeah. This is the 31st. Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if Hugh Jackman does show up ever again as Logan or Wolverine. Yeah. Trinity is more superior than all of us. Well, you might be. Oh man, I don't even got candy if I need to head to Food Lion real quick. Food Lion? What are you talking about? What? Meth Gator! Yeah. But we will get the Hoxpox Wolverine, Scott and Jean Gay 3 some hashtag make more mutants. No, I don't think so. Nah, I don't think so. I investigated, only heard the. Yeah, I know. I'm fucking with you, man. I wouldn't be surprised if they did Hulk versus Wolverine. They have to. They almost have to. You know what I mean? True. It might not ever show up. Yeah. That's why I come here, Trinity, to get my. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Hey, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. See, I know. You know what? I know why you're here, Snowdub. I know, man. Yeah. No, I know, dude. I know. Hey, you're just an asshole on YouTube. Yeah, we need one normal MCU, X-Men, and Fantastic Four story. Then just don't continue the circular storytelling. Yeah. As an asshole on YouTube that knows about comic books, who is morally superior to us? Absolutely. Oh, Mike Porter, I thought you said he was mother superior to us. Yeah, I am. I'm all of those things. I'm mother superior. I'm father superior. I'm morally superior. Oh man, you guys are cracking me up. But guys, we've got to bring it to an end. But yes, guys, Eric Heine, if you're still there, telling you, message me on Twitter. Maybe I'll message you. Conditioner, Iron Man. Get at me. Give me some topics. I need topics to talk about when you guys want to come on and talk about these things. So then we just have something that we can go off of instead of just calling in, just ad-libbing, and we end up flapping our gums for about a bunch of nonsense, which is what we're going to do anyway. But somewhat formatted a little bit. But anyway, guys, you all have a very good day. Get out to your local comic book shop. Check out some awesome comic books. I got plenty of reviews coming out. I just dropped my review of The Last Ronin. Make sure you go check it out. I thought this, not only my review, but the book itself. It was, I thought it was pretty good. Also, Black Widow, The Widow's Sting. You know how much I love Black Widow. Ooh, and what did I think about this? You're gonna have to see what I thought about The Widow's Sting. Just wait. You know, then when somebody's favorite character is a certain character, and they're talking about this new character's book, and that you need to stay tuned for their review, it probably means you need to stay tuned for their review, because when you hear that, like, oh, this is their favorite character and you should stay tuned for the review, it probably means that they're not very happy with it. Got Shang-Chi coming out as well. The Ten of Swords Stasis breakdown is going to be coming out soon. But anyway, guys, that's all I have for today. Thank you all so much for being here. Stay tuned to the channel for more comic book reviews. And guys, if you're one of the Myrtle Maniacs, this weekend we're going to go over the new comic book previews. It's a live stream. We're going to be chatting about some of the new comic books getting ready to come out for January. And it's going to be a Myrtle Maniacs only live chat, or in the comments, in the comments. So make sure you come. If you have the $3.99 is the cost of a comic book, become a channel member, and when you become a channel member, you are helping crowdfund comics. Anyway, guys, you all have a very good day, and we'll see you in the next video. Later.